So I'm going to go in and let's go back to our screen share on Flipgrid so that I can show you where we are. It just needs to reconnect briefly. Bring your shared window to the front. There we go. Okay. So I do. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. So I was showing you before. Let me just take you, kind of get back there. So I was hitting record, and you have a choice if you have a Microsoft account. Some schools and some school districts do, but we're a Google school, so I'm going to go ahead and join with Google, and then I'm going to use my school district account. You can use whichever account you wish, but I went ahead and I used my teacher account for this, even though I'm doing it for CATA and other things. I'm just keeping it consistent with my school district account. And then it's telling me that I have 15 seconds to record my video. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to begin recording right now. And I'm going to say, hey, what's up? This is Ron. And and I'm going to now hit record. There we go. Hey, what's up? This is Ron. And my best advice for keeping cool in this extreme heat is just to stay at home, turn on the AC, and watch reruns of The Office on Netflix. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could add options or fun stuff. I'm not going to add those effects. And I went ahead and reviewed it. And then I'm going to go ahead and check that box. Look at that fun. And so this is going to be my profile picture. So I'm going to tap anywhere to begin. Hey. And wow. So your kids are going to do that as well. And I'm just going to click submit. And then there we go. Now we have the option, there we go, sweet. Your students, when they do that, they're gonna get a confirmation email, just like that confirmation email that you saw right there. So they'll get a confirmation that it was actually uploaded, and it'll be sent to whatever email address they chose. And so now let's go back to that topic. And let's check CATA and see what we have. And so far, 2 responses. There's April. Nice. All right. Were you able to hear the audio on April, or was it just me that could hear the audio? Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to stop the screen share because I'm going to go back to my browser and I'm going to show you from the browsing end what Flipgrid looks like. So let me go. And I'm going to do another screen share here, and you'll be able to check this out. Let's go here. And I'm also going to click, I'm on Zoom right now, and so I'm on the bottom in my screen share dialog box. I'm going to click share computer sound so that you can hear the computer sound here. And so now, here I am. I'm going to start on flipgrid.com, and I'm going to go straight to CATA Leaders because that's the code. And so if I wanted to record a response on my computer, I can do it from here. That's the great thing for kids when they're recording responses. And in just a moment, I'm going to show you some of my students' responses and then some of the responses that we had at CATA Camp. They would just go ahead and click record a response right here. It would connect to their webcam. I'm already using my webcam for Zoom, so this won't work on this computer right now. But you can see those responses there. And there's April. And let's see if we can hear April now. Nice. All right. And then, so this is going to autoplay. Nice. And there's Gretchen. Nice. So you can see, let me go ahead and stop that screen share because I want to see all your faces again. So one of the cool things about Flipgrid is you have the option to either create or not create that sense of community, right? So in other words, if you wanted to allow students to be able to see other responses like we were able to do just now, then you would go ahead and you would have those settings so that the responses are not moderated. So you would turn that switch off, and I'm going to show you the educator side of what that looks like in just a moment. Any questions so far about Flipgrid, or what are the ways that you are using Flipgrid so far, or that you've experimented with Flipgrid so far? Because I don't want to be the one doing all the talking, because There are a lot of people with great ideas here. Anybody so far? All right, well, oh yeah, go ahead. So, okay, so let me go ahead and I will just jump right into the teacher end of it so that you can see exactly from the teacher's point of view what that looks like, right? Because this right here, let me go back and do a screen share. This right here, what you are seeing is this is like the face, this is the forward facing part of Flipgrid, right? So this is when we see this, we are seeing, Gretchen, I love that face, by the way. We are seeing what the students would see, right? So let me go back to Flipgrid and let me just go back to flipgrid.com and I'm going to do educator login, right? So that so for the very first time when you create your Flipgrid account, if you haven't yet done that, you would create an educator account. You would say, I am an educator. You would log in with your educator, at least this is what I did, log in with your educator email address. And then now you have, this is sort of like the dashboard, kind of like the, the back end of things. So these are the groups that I have created. And I was kind of experimenting last year. You can see, didn't get very many responses because I really didn't promote it that much. This was in my history class. When we had the talent show at Cata Camp, our virtual Cata Camp last month, this was how we collected the talent show acts. And so we were able to, this is a super, super easy way, like Sharon was talking about, an easy way for a lot of students to contribute and like put videos all in one place that is so, so simple. Sometimes, whether it's with students or with adults, if you're asking them to submit a video, and then you're trying to give them instructions, okay, well, you're going to go ahead and upload it to Google Drive, and then or you're going to submit it in the form or email it to me or text it to me. Sometimes when it comes to getting video from other people, especially from gathering it from a lot of different sources, it's easy for it to get lost. It's easy for it to, be in one place, and then a teacher says, well, I couldn't send it to you. I couldn't share it to you. And so it ends up being in 15 different places. With Flipgrid, it is all in one place. So you can see here, this was Cata Camp, and these were all of our advisors. And so they went ahead, and I'll just click on Lorna, for example. They were supposed to be dancing. So here's Lorna dancing. Nice. Okay, I won't embarrass Lorna anymore. The act that the advisor act that we did is they were all dancing to Chris Brown's "Forever." Speaking of The Office, that was the song from Jim and Pam's wedding, and so we turned it into an advisor act. And so all of these advisors, I think we got a total of 33 different responses, and so that was how we collected all of these videos. Now, to answer Sharon's question, Sharon's like, how do I get these all at one time? The way that we got them all at one time, this is in kind of the dashboard, the educator dashboard, as you go into actions. Nope. I select all right here under responses, and then I can go to actions here, and I can download videos. And so then what's going to happen, yes. So what's going to happen is it's going to take a moment to render those 33 videos, right? And it's going to take a moment, and then once it's rendered all 33 of those videos, then it's going to put them in the zip file. And then once that zip file is ready, which is usually in like a minute or two, it doesn't take very long, then it's going to email me, and then it's going to come to, I'll just get a notification. It says you're ready, and then I can go to my email, download, and it just came through. Your Flipgrid download is ready. And so then I would go into my email, and then I would download, I would click on that email. You're going to see that I haven't checked much of my email today. You can click download, and then it's going to go ahead and download that zip file down below, and then I can open that up, and then all of the videos are going to be there. Super, super easy to then take those and drop them into editing software so you can put them all together. And that's exactly what we did. Let me go. That's exactly what I did for the Advisor Talent Show. That's also what I ended up doing for Cata Camp here, where we had the introduce yourself topic and 166 different student leaders at Catacamp this summer. They introduced themselves. And so this was nice because not only were we able to capture all of these responses, all of these students from all over California and beyond were introducing themselves. So we could download these and put them in our bumper videos that took place before each camp session began each day of the week. But it was also nice because we had it turned on so that they could see each other's videos. We were able to, it creates a forum, right? It creates a public space for your students to be able to share their thoughts, their ideas, their work, their whatever on whatever topic they're expressing. So if you turn moderation on, then you have to screen it before it can go out and students can see it. I had a prompt that I gave to my history students, my 8th graders, just last week because we started school last Tuesday, and I turned moderation on and I kept moderation on because some of the questions, if they chose to answer them, might be a little bit more personal. Is there anything that I should know? You know, what should things I wish my teacher knew, kind of a prompt, and I don't want those responses to be shared in a public forum. So I kept that moderation tab turned on, and I'll show you how to set that up as well. So I know I'm doing a lot of talking, so let me go ahead. How are we doing so far? Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, I'm gonna keep going, and then when I do the screen share, I may not see you physically raise your hand or raise your blue hand, so please let me know if there's something that you need. And okay. So let me go back to, and Leslie, are you asking, in the chat you said, what is a good, easy editing program for Microsoft districts? Leslie, you still with us? Okay, so Leslie, we are using WeVideo, which is cross-platform. You can use it. It's cloud-based, and I love WeVideo. I have been using WeVideo with my students for the last 5 years, and I love it, love it, love it. That's what we do our daily show. Every show that we do for throughout the school year is done on WeVideo, and it's connected to what now? I'm not sure about that. I don't know anything about that. I've always known WeVideo to be standalone cloud-based video editing software, and I love it, and I highly recommend it. It is, I'm gonna go ahead, if you wanna check out our videos, I just dropped our link in the chat. Those are our school videos. 30 seats, which means basically 30 licenses, 30 different students can use it for $299 a year. And for me, that is definitely, it's a great deal for us. It works out great for us. Let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to go back to, yeah, go ahead. Anybody have a question? Okay, you're welcome. All right, I'm going to go back to screen share here so I can show you more fun stuff. So let's say that I wanted to create if you want to create a new group, and you'll notice what I've done here is one of my groups is Mr. Ippolito's Flipgrid. That is going to be for all of my students in my classroom, right? This is going to be most likely for my this is for my history students. For what we're doing, what we're going to start gathering for my program. So for 9 years, I was an ASB director. I am now a video production advisor, and I love it. I'm in charge of Rio TV at my school, at Rio Norte Junior High School. So we're going to use this to gather student responses. We haven't even started yet this year because we've only been in school for 5 days. But this is going to be what I'm going to use to collect those responses there. If you want to create a new group, kind of a community for students to belong to, then that would be a group. If you want to, once you have a group created, if you want to create a new topic, then like a new topic for discussion, then you would go to add a topic. So I'm going to do a quick demo on this. So let's say that, what is the, oh wait, no. This is just a title, Tech Tips and Revelations. So the prompt is going to be, right, because this is just a short title, you can only put 35 characters. So now we need to do the prompt to the question. What is the best tech tip, revelation, or aha moment that you have had with distance learning so far? And now I can customize anywhere from 15 seconds. I think I saw something in the chat about time limits. Anywhere as short as 15 seconds, which is the limitation that I gave on our very first prompt that we did, all the way up to 10 minutes. My goodness, if someone is talking about a topic for 10 minutes, the default is 3. And so I would try to keep that maximum anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to keep that at 2 minutes. And then I also like to make them engaging. You can record a video yourself to like get kids pumped up about this particular topic. I am going to go ahead, and in this case, the media that I love to add is going to be a GIF. So this is going to be tech tips. So I'm going to add a GIF, and I'm just going to type in tech and see what comes up. And let's see. I don't know if anything fun or exciting. Let's see. What if I put computer? And who doesn't love a cat wearing glasses in front of a laptop? So I'm going to go ahead and pick that one. And now I can add some additional options if I want. So I'll click on more options. And so this is an option that you can set now, or you can always set it later. I would definitely, you need to have it active when it first starts, because otherwise kids or adults on your campus cannot upload new videos. So active means it is actively accepting videos. Frozen means you can't record a video and post it anymore, but people could still see it. And then hidden means you've taken it away. This is something that only you as the administrator of this Flipgrid account could see. It's going to be hidden from everybody else. If you would like to have a time window, then you can put that in scheduled dates. This is going to determine how frequently you get notifications. If you just want to know every time there's a new video, you want a reminder, you want to get an email reminder, you would do that. Otherwise, I would just do the daily digest. Do you want students to be able to download their own particular video? By default, that's on because it's just their video, right? And then the only other one, I like having video editing turned on. I like the view count. I like to be able to have sticky notes. You could turn off comments if you don't want other students to be able to comment. And then feedback. So this is actually, if you're going to use this as an assignment in your classroom, you can either do basic feedback or custom feedback. I have been the very first time when I asked students in my history class to introduce themselves, I went ahead and, let me turn this off for a moment. I went ahead and I didn't customize the feedback at all, but I have been giving feedback to every single student because I want to get myself in the habit of giving regular feedback, especially in distance learning, and I want to give them I want them to know that I care about them. So I want to give them feedback in a timely manner. I have 141 history students. 141? About that. It feels like that anyway. I have 4 history classes, and they're pretty much almost all maxed out. It's not 141, but it's close because we're at 35 is our contractual limit for classes in our school district. So I have a lot. I've graded, I've looked over and evaluated and given feedback on about half of them, and I still need to do the other half. I gave them until Friday to turn in the assignment. So I'm giving myself a little bit of grace and a little bit of time to give that feedback. Let me show you, let me really quickly I will do my screen share again and show you what that looks like. So we create that topic, and if you want to do custom feedback, you can. This is the specific Flipgrid code. So if you're pushing that on a Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams or pushing it on a Remind, this code right here will push out. If you're trying to push this out school-wide or district-wide, then this is the specific code just for that particular topic. However, I rarely use these because I want them, again, I'm all about branding. So I want them to always go to the same place every time. So let me go back to, so Mr. Ippolito's Flipgrid, for example, my join code is Rippolito. So every time they go to flipgrid.com/Rippolito, and we're going to do this over and over and over again in my class. So I'm creating that brand, Rippolito. It's the first initial of my first name and then my last name because that's my email address, that's my Twitter, that's my Facebook, that's my Instagram. Like I'm all about branding and consistency. So every time they go to my brand, they're going to remember that, and you can create whatever brand you want. Then you can go ahead and have them log in, and they're going to see whatever that top topic is, right? So whatever is the most recent is going to rise to the top, And that was this question that I asked here over the weekend. How are you multitasking in class? So I wanted to see that. I wanted to get their feedback on that. And this I actually, let's go ahead. Let's look at one of these videos just to see some examples of a student response. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see what Ruby said. Real quick thumbs up if you could hear the audio. Am I sharing my audio correctly? Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to cut off Ruby. So one of the things that I asked my students was, can you tell me how you are multitasking? Like, in other words, with distance learning, are you doing split screen? Are you doing two different devices? Are you doing two different screens? Because I wanted them to give advice and kind of, this is another way of thinking about your distance learning environment from a student's point of view. And so that was the share that we did there. What was, oh my goodness, help me out. What was the, where was I going with this before I got sidetracked? What was I just talking about before that? There's so much good stuff. Sharon, do you remember? Oh, okay. Well, hi, Sharon. Good to see you. Hello. Okay, so let me just go back and what is the other thing that I wanted to share with you? I will show you in the recording. I will edit this out because this is, these are my students. And so this is, these are their private responses. This is the feedback that I've already given him. So he told me that he loves the Mongol. I gave him some feedback on his cool gaming chair. He talked about the Mongol Empire. And so I was just like, I'm showing him like, hey, I'm listening to what you're saying. It was great responses. Great grandpa was in the Air Force in World War II. That's awesome. And then after you've typed in this feedback, you can click email feedback, even if it's just to say, thanks for your response. Thanks so much. So they know that you got it. And it shows that last night at 10:07 p.m. was when I emailed Dylan his feedback. But if I had not yet emailed it to him, then I could click email and then it would send that out to him. So that's the feedback feature that you can use as well on Flipgrid to use this as an assignment, either with your leadership students or with your subject area, content area students. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you, and this is what I finally remembered. There's just so much good stuff. Share here. Sometimes the work that you're going to do in distance learning is synchronous. You're on Zoom, you're in a breakout room, you're in Google Meet, and you're all like chatting and brainstorming and coming up with ideas together. But sometimes it has to be asynchronous, right? Because it's tougher in our classrooms. It was so easy to just like go over to the corner of the classroom or go to the picnic table outside and just like have a quick conversation and discuss whatever it is that we're working on. When we're in a distance learning format, and especially when student leaders are like working on projects, there's stuff for you to get done. Sometimes it's cool just to kind of like have a virtual space where students can share with each other. And this has nothing to do with Flipgrid, but this is one more thing that I wanted to share because this is the final point that I wanted to make about asynchronous learning and asynchronous sharing with student leaders is I actually created, let me go to Google Drive, and I'll go back to sharing my screen here so I don't forget to do it. And so these are, let me open this up. So like many of you may have within your ASB, your student government, you might have councils or committees or pods or however you do it. So what I went ahead and did in the spirit of the Bitmoji classroom was for all of my 10 different councils that I have, I created just blank spaces that look like this. You can see the school spirit and school culture, they haven't quite jumped on yet, but you can see like this council right here. They've got ideas, they've got brainstorming going on here. They've got their little virtual workspace right here with their fish tank. This one right here, my Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council, they've got their whiteboard. They've got, oh my goodness, all sorts of, like, this is impressive. I haven't even seen this. They worked on this in the last 24 hours. Health and wellness, kindness, character strong, community service. Okay, they haven't done too much. Oh my goodness, this looks beautiful. I don't even know who this kid is sitting in the beanbag chair. But this is just another way that you can do like asynchronous sharing, have like virtual spaces where your student leaders can share ideas, can post things. Over here, you can use the comment feature to for students to share ideas and share other things that are going on. So, but Flipgrid can be a great way to do that as well, asynchronously. So you can share an idea, share that as a video, and then somebody else can pick it up and watch it later and kind of build upon that. Okay, it's 7:55. And Gretchen is asking, can you please share that slideshow? Gretchen, it would be my pleasure to share this slideshow. So I'm going to go ahead and you can totally check it out. Yeah, now I've already shared this with some other colleagues. You may not necessarily be able to click on all the links because they're behind our, just within our Google Drive, our domain. However, you can still like just check out the format. And I dropped that in the chat, so you can click on that link. And Jill, hey, you just said asynchronous, not live. Jill, explain your question to me, Jill. I feel you, yes. Exactly. So what I am finding, because again, I started teaching last Tuesday. So like I am now 6 school days into the school year, and because we're on sort of like this funky block schedule right now, I don't even see my kids every day necessarily. So, and we don't see each other every day. Nor can we. So we have these 75-minute blocks twice a week, and then on Wednesdays we didn't have it this first week, but this week we're gonna have like 35-minute class periods on Wednesdays, and I feel like that's just simply not enough time synchronously when we're all together. And so what I thought was I need asynchronous spaces. I need an asynchronous way for students to continue to share that is a little bit more than just like a Google Doc. Like, hey, let's something that's more than just like a brainstorming Google Doc, and something that's more than just like a group chat. I need for them to have a space where they can put ideas, where they can share content, where they can kind of interact with each other in a virtual space. And then also something that's easy for me to see, because I don't want to have to be bouncing around to 10 different documents or 10 different, try to keep track of 10 different group chats or anything like that. So if they can have one space, and eventually I might use Flipgrid for this as well, but if they can have one digital space, and that's this slideshow that I created, kind of the Bitmoji classroom format, that they can share asynchronously, then they can contribute to it, add ideas, and so that was my thought on that. Okay, April says I can't find the moderator controls. Oh, okay, April, let me show you how that works. So the moderator thing is Flipgrid by Flipgrid, right? So let me go to the educator side and let me do another screen share, and I'll show you how to make that moderated, because I don't think I ever showed you that. So let me go back to discussion, and I'll go into hours, and I'll go to Tech Tips and Revelations, and I'm going to edit this. So here it is right here. I totally like scrolled right past it. This right here, this is the key right here. So video moderation, I am turning this off for us, because then this is going to be your homework, right? If you so choose. But let's have some fun and share with each other. And by the way, I will go back into the chat really quickly, so that I can, oh my goodness, my screen share, there we go. All right, I'm gonna stop briefly, because if we can all help each other out after we're done, flipgrid.com/Kata Leaders. Let me put the HTTP in front of it so that you can actually, it's just a clickable link. So when we're done, this is what I'm asking you to do politely. This would help everybody in our group. Just go ahead and click on that link. If you click on that link when we're done, then right from your computer using your webcam and your microphone, you can very quickly record just a little, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. What was the time limit? 2 minutes. Record no more than 2 minutes, and I've turned video moderation off. So what that means is the moment you upload, then other people will be able to see it. We're all adults. I'm going to click update topic. We are all adults here, so I trust you that you're not going to do anything inappropriate, record anything inappropriate. If you are worried that your students might record and share something inappropriate, then you can flip the video moderation switch on, and then you can moderate, and then as you approve those videos, you've watched them and you've approved them, then you can push them out for public consumption so that others can see them. So if this is just internal with your student leaders, I don't think you need to have video moderation turned on. But if it's something that you're sharing out with the entire school, then video moderation might be a really, really good idea, because otherwise, it could be a free for all. So especially if you're not monitoring and if it's, pretty active. Leslie, you have your hand up. I think, are you talking about, yeah, so let me go, I think that was Ruby's. Yes. Yes. So Ruby was she was absolutely doing a screen share within Flipgrid. Yes, she totally was. So that, and honestly, Leslie, I have not, am I doing a screen share? No, I wasn't even doing a screen share. So I just want to show you again what Leslie was talking about here. So this was, we watched this before where Ruby's like picture in picture here. She's got her video down here and then she's doing the screen share. Yeah, honestly, Leslie, I have not ever even explored the screen share option in Flipgrid, because I do screen share, like I use it in Loom, I've used it in Zoom, I've used it in Vidyard, Vidyard Go Video. Like there's so many other apps where I have done like a screen share where my face is in the corner or off to the side, that I haven't even explored the way to do that with Flipgrid, but it's awesome. So so another feature that I didn't even realize that Flipgrid had. And Leslie, the funny thing is, I didn't even register until you mentioned it. I was like, oh wow, that is a cool feature in Flipgrid. So yes, students can do a screen share, which would be awesome for a demo if they're doing any kind of online demo, or they want to talk through like a slideshow or something. That would be awesome too. Okay. Okay. Uh, and so Leslie, Flipgrid is one platform. If I were going to recommend one super simple, engaging, awesome platform for screen recording, screen capture where your face is in the corner, Loom. And I just started using Loom like a week and a half ago. Loom. I absolutely love Loom. It is free for educators. You know how sometimes those are like free, but it's freemium. Like Loom Pro is free for teachers. Loom, Loom. I think that's how we're going to be doing our virtual back to school night, is with Loom. And there are other things that can do it. Flipgrid, Zoom, you can do the screen capture with you in the corner. But Loom, you can adjust. Loom is awesome. So Loom, love it, love it, love it. Yes. Yes. Okay, I just want to let you know it's 8:03, and if you want to leave because you're exhausted and you have other things that you want to do, I will not be offended. But if you have other questions about educational technology related to Flipgrid or video, other things, I would love to talk about it, because I'm all about educational technology and sharing and learning new things. So if this is this is my Flipgrid presentation is over. And so I'm going to wave a fond goodbye to you. But if you want to stick around, thank you so much for coming. If you want to stick around, you have questions, you just want to talk tech, stick around and we'll chat some more. Otherwise, thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. And check back sometime tomorrow on the cat1.org/Corona page for, fingers crossed, the recordings on all of these presentations. Okay. Hey, is it Crescent? Hi, Crescent. Awesome. Hmm. So yeah, so private means you can make it so that it is only accessible to students within your domain, right? So if so, and they have to log in with the like for my I'm in the William S. Hart school district. So for my kids, they would have to log in with the at my.hartdistrict.org. Otherwise, they can't access it all. They can't look at it. They can't record nothing. The Cataleters one that I made public because it's come one, come all. It's it's Gretchen from Gilroy and it's Al from British Columbia and everybody in the pool. So that I made public. But if you would like, and Crescent, honestly, if you are like, if this is for an assignment, like for school, and if you want to like make sure you're tightening up on like student privacy laws, then you would want to make that private. You know what I mean? Because really, if you're making it public, then technically any child or adult in the world, if they have your code, they could access and see your kids' videos if you make them viewable to other people within the group. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So if you okay, so really private and public, it's different from moderated or not moderated, right? So private means you are just limiting access to only the students that are within that particular domain, right? So we're restricting this to, for Leslie, it's Fresno Unified, and they can only log in if they have a Fresno Unified email address. So we're going to lock in and make sure that we're just, to be good educators and human beings, we're protecting them from the outside world. We're also honoring COPPA, FIPPA, SERPA, what all the federal student privacy laws by preventing their videos from being watched by anyone else in the outside world, right? Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. So if you made it private, then just make sure to go into the settings and I'll even show you. So let's go into Flipgrid and can I, can I change this from public to private? Yeah, yeah, I can totally switch it. Okay, so right now my Mr. Ippolito's is switched to private and you see, oh, you know what? Let me do a screen share. Screen share is good. Screen share is our friend. Okay. Uh, you can see this now. Thumbs up. You can see it now. Okay. So let me just kind of go back. I'll go back to where I was before. So I have each of my groups, right? And so this is my, like for my history kids. So I'll click there and then I'm going to go to edit because I want to edit the group. And then right here is access control, right? So I have it set to private. They can only access it with their student email and they have to either have, this is the teacher ones are at heartdistrict.org and the student ones are at my.heartdistrict.org. So this is very, very private. If I wanted to make them public, that would go out to the wide world. Honestly, Crescent, I cannot think of anything that you would do at your school where you would want to, I think you should keep it private all the time, right? Right? Because you just make it so that it is just your domain for your for whatever your kids are. So, yeah, I was trying to think of maybe like opening it up to parents, but I don't necessarily I don't need to. Oh, but never mind. I'm gonna back up that truck because I was about to say I don't know if I want to have videos of parents telling me what they think of distance learning or whatever. But what if you used it for like messages to seniors from mom or dad or from family? Like you could use Flipgrid as a way if you're going to create a video of like senior messages, right, or eighth grade messages if you're middle school, and parents could privately, secretly, surreptitiously share. I love you, honey, love you so much, congratulations, we're so proud of you, and no one, you just turn the moderation on so no one else can see it except for you, and then you edit it all together into a video that you play for graduation. And how heartwarming would that be? So that would be Crescent. That would be a situation where you'd want to create a public one because the parents don't have those school district email addresses. Thank you. You helped me figure out why I would want to do that for school. That's exactly why I would want to do that for school, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yes, and you would share that with local authorities. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you would want to, yeah, you would want to moderate it, and those messages, I suppose after the video has been published, you could you could make all of the, like unmoderate, you could release all of those, I guess. But really the purpose of that particular Flipgrid, if you're doing it for like the seniors, to have like family messages, mom and dad, whatever, it's really just for the purpose of gathering, like using it as a gathering place for all of those videos. Okay, Allison is closing the breakout rooms. So if you want to chat more, you can leave if you want to leave. This is a socially appropriate time to leave. But if you want to hang out and talk more tech, we'll just go back into the main room. So